What's up, my friends? It's Jeremy back with Budget Dad Barbecue and Brewing. Now, let's say you want to do some smoked ribs, and what you've got to work with is a gas grill. Well, don't sweat it, because we're going to dive right into this. I'm going to show you how we can get some great ribs with a solid smoke flavor, working with the gas grill and your kitchen oven. Okay, well, let's have some fun. Let's get right into this. First things first, let's talk about our tools. This is a smoke tube. You can get these on Amazon, barbecue shops. I've tried all different types of smoke tubes, ones that are round, ones that are octagon. Overall, I've been displeased with the majority of them, but this style of stainless steel smoke tube that goes around $10 to $20 on Amazon is awesome. It's reliable and I've yet to have any problems with it. Second thing is you're going to need a burn source. You can either use pellets or you can use wood chips. Now here's what it really comes down to me. I personally like the flavor of wood chips better. However, in the smoke tube of all different types, I've had inconsistency with burns. Sometimes you come out and the wood chips stop burning, just an overall headache when you're on a time crunch. Now with the pellets, on the other hand, I've noticed that the smoke just does not taste as clean as I'd like it to. However, the big win with this one is that the burn is always consistent 100%. Next thing you need is a fire source. I have a propane torch that I use for camping, and that works great to light one end. However, if you don't have one of these, that's okay. I would recommend just using one of these fire starter squares. Those are great. And then just an ordinary butane lighter, light the end, and that should get you started. And of course, the most important thing are the ribs. Now, when using the smoke tube oven method, I would recommend marinating my ribs at least overnight. I was at my local Kroger yesterday and I saw these pre-marinated ribs in the bag. I'm going to take these ribs out and we're going to dry them off. Now let's take our smoke tube and fill them up with our pellets. You'll also want to spill about 25% of these pellets all over the table, like so. Now with the smoke tube, you do not want to pack it all the way to the top. I usually leave a couple inches so that when you shake it down, you could see that there's a little bit of airspace at the top. For today's purposes, I'm going to go ahead and put a starter cube in here. I'm going to put my smoke tube right here in the front. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I know once I close this door, the vent is towards the back. So the smoke is naturally going to want to be pulled and drawn into that vent. And so my thought process is that if I put my ribs down here in the center, the smoke will roll over them and coat as much of the meat as possible. And I'd say in about 10 or 15 minutes, the flame should be out. We'll have an ember and some nice smoke rolling. Oh, that smells really good. We're going to go ahead and dry this off, and I'm going to take some of these seasonings off. I want that smoke to really be able to get into the meat, and if there's too much marinade caked on here, it will definitely inhibit the smoke penetration. All right, this is looking good. We're going to go ahead and cover this with some saran wrap, and once our smoke tube is ready, then we're going to put these on the grill. Okay, you guys, it's been about 15 minutes or so, maybe 20. I kind of lost track of time, but that's all right. As you can see, we are rolling some smoke in our grill, and I'm going to get those ribs on there right now. Close it up. Okay, ribs are on, smoke tube is rolling. We did lose a little bit of fuel because I lost track of time, but that's all right. I'm gonna set a timer for 1 hour. We'll come back, check on it. If the tube is still going at that point, I'm gonna let it roll for another 30 minutes for a total of 90 minutes. All right, you guys, so we've been rolling for about 1 hour. I went ahead and checked on this and we've got about, I would say about 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. So I'll close, and once we get that done, I'll show you what next steps we're gonna take. All right, you guys, smoke tube has completely finished out. We're at probably 1 hour and 15 minutes total time. Now it's time to throw these things in the oven low and slow. But first, I'm gonna put a little bit more rub on there. What I like to do is use some sort of a sugary sweet liquid, not a ton. I don't have any Coke on me right now, but I do have some Dr. Pepper that was left in the fridge. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that on right now. If you have a spritzer, you can go ahead and do that. Just enough to help this rub stick. All right. Oh yeah, you could smell the smoke on that. That's nice. Put a little bit of rub on here, not a whole lot. I just want to touch it up a bit. Now that the rub is on, we're going to put these ribs on a cookie sheet and we're going to put them in the oven at 275 degrees Fahrenheit. One thing that I strongly recommend is a leave-in barbecue temperature probe. That's good. Turn it on. And then we're going to throw this in the oven. All right, that's looking good. So what I'm going to do is set an alarm for my temperature probe. When the internal temp reaches 160 degrees, we're going to take it out and then we're going to wrap it. We'll see you then. Okay, my friends, it has been about 1 hour and the barbecue temperature probe just beeped and said it was 160 degrees. And let's go ahead and get these things out. Let's wrap them and then we're going to put them back in. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. Oh, mama. Yeah. What I'm going to do is pour a little bit of Dr. Pepper at the bottom to create a steaming effect, and then we're going to seal it up really well with heavy duty foil on the top. Just a few tablespoons. You don't need a lot. About right there. I got that little hole sealed up, and I'm going to put this back in. So what I'm going to do now is set this temperature probe alarm to 200 degrees. When it hits 200, we're going to stop the oven, we're going to take it out, and we're going to let it rest for about 45 minutes or so. Temperature is at 200. Let's go ahead and shut this down. And let's take these out. Delicious. We're going to let this sit for about 45 minutes minimum. If you can go for an hour or so, that's fine too. But I think as long as you go for at least 45 minutes, that should be good. Once we get these ribs rested, we're going to take them out, slather them with a little barbecue sauce, maybe a little dark corn syrup, and then we're going to throw those on the grill to finish them off to get that caramelization. We'll see you back in 45. Now it's time to uncover and to get some sauce on these bad boys before we finish them off. Oh yeah. Oh, wow. Those smell delicious. And look at and already they're sort of pulling away from the bone. That's really nice. Okay, let's mix up our sauce. Let's do this right now. We're going to start with your favorite barbecue sauce. Ideally for pork, it's going to be a bit more sweet and less savory, but some people like their ribs really savory, and that's fine. Doesn't really matter. I picked this up at the grocery store, Famous Dave's Sweet and Zesty. It's pretty good, you know. It was on sale. We're going to put that in here. Maybe 2 to 3 tablespoons. We're going to take a few dashes of Tabasco sauce. Optional if you want. A little corn syrup. I've got some dark corn syrup here, maybe about 1 tablespoon or 2. Okay, let's mix this up. All right, you guys, this is looking good. I'm going to go outside and fire up our gas grill to about medium heat, and then we're going to take these out and finish them off. It's been about 5 minutes on each side. I just want that barbecue sauce to stick, and I really want that to sort of set on top of it. If it gets a little bit of char, that's okay, but that's not really what I'm going for here. So let's check it out. Nice. So here I could use a little bit more color, but you know what? That's all right. It's not worth burning or anything like that. So let's go ahead and take these off. Okay, easy peasy. Mm. So there you have it, my friends. We've got our smoked ribs using the smoke tube and the gas grill, doing the cooking in the oven, and then finishing off on the grill again. Let's go ahead and get into this. I'm choosing this one. I'm not seeing any smoke ring on this at all, but I do smell that smoke. It's really, really nice. Sweet, savory. All right, everybody, I'm going to close this out. I would say that this is a success. These are delicious ribs. Thank you to everybody for your continued support, your likes, your comments. I really enjoy them. And remember, if you like this video, if you learned something, if you were halfway entertained, go ahead and click that like button, subscribe. And if not, that's okay too. I'm not going to judge. Take care. See you next time.